Anger and grief are mounting in Russia after the assassination of a prominent opposition leader. Boris Nemtsov was gunned down on a Moscow bridge late last night, just 2 days before he was to lead a march opposing President Vladimir Putin. Nemtsov was fiercely critical of Putin's government in a country where that can sometimes prove dangerous, and many believe he died for his defiance. Stephen D'Souza reports.
Gunned down just steps from the place he so heavily criticized, opposition leaders laid flowers at a growing memorial for Boris Nemtsov. Sergei Mitrokhin called the murder a blow to Russia. If political views are punished this way, then the country simply has no future, he says. Speaking out against Vladimir Putin is what Boris Nemtsov did. From accusing him of stealing votes 4 years ago, to criticizing overspending on the Sochi Olympics, Nemtsov was a constant critic of the Russian leader.
His main dream is how to keep power in Kremlin forever, how to keep his money.
Nemtsov was shot in the back 4 times last night. Today, police examined what's believed to be the car used in the shooting. Russia's top investigators say Nemtsov's death could be tied to Islamic extremists, the situation in Ukraine, or efforts by an unnamed outside group to destabilize Russia. While some are alleging this is the work of Vladimir Putin, Canada's former ambassador to Russia doesn't think he's directly responsible.
I think it's a culture that he is to some extent responsible for shaping and for motivating. But actually who it was, it's going to be murky. It's very bad for him. Russia looks terrible because of this.
The shooting comes a day before Nemtsov was set to lead a massive opposition rally in Moscow. He was also working on a report that he said would expose Russia's direct involvement with separatists fighting in Ukraine. Russian activist Garry Kasparov believes the fact his friend was shot in such a secure area sends a message.
They wanted everybody to understand that, challenging Kremlin will end up with you just lying dead.
And while he doesn't expect anything from the investigation, he hopes the death will inspire action.
This murder will push public opinion in the free world and the leaders of the free world to take much stronger stand against Putin's regime.
The opposition rally Nemtsov was set to lead tomorrow has been cancelled. Instead, a vigil will be held to mourn his death. Stephen D'Souza, CBC News, New York.